Hey, what's up, guys? In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you how they actually are keeping you from building wealth. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Hope things are going well for you. And I want to talk about a few things today, just to kind of give you something to think about. And hopefully this will start giving you some ideas and some clarity on how you can start creating more wealth for yourself and for your family, how you can start creating more financial freedom for your family, and eventually how you can actually have financial freedom in your life. So today I'm going to be talking about they, they. I know sometimes you might hear some people throw that term around, but today I'm gonna define who they are, and I'm gonna share with you exactly some ways that they are actually keeping you from creating financial freedom and security. So, why is this important? Let me share with you why this is important first. If you never identify the people or the areas that are keeping you from the things that you truly want in life, then you're never going to be in a place where you can actually do something about it, right? So, in order for you to be able to do something about it, you need to know where the attack, so to speak, where the enemy is coming from. You need to be able to identify them and how they are coming at you and exactly how they are keeping you from having financial security and freedom. Once you understand that, then you can begin to develop and put together a plan or a strategy to counteract what they're doing. Okay, so let's get right to it. Who are they? Who am I talking about? First of all, they would be big companies and corporations, right? They are companies and corporations. These are the big institutions, the big companies that lobby government, right? These are the companies that are hiring hundreds of thousands and millions of people across the U.S., right? And giving them jobs. So, what's the problem with that? Here is the problem: the how they are keeping you from financial security and freedom is part of it is high prices. Okay, much of the prices and services that we pay for on a daily basis, monthly basis, right? Those things, we pay those prices to companies and corporations, and over time they continue to raise their prices on their goods and services, making us have to pay more. Prime example, look at gasoline. Gas just last week was somewhere around $3.89. Now gas today is like 4.10, 4.15, right? So those little small increases, they take out more money out of your pocket, right? Bit by bit. And so this is inflation, right? So companies, they charge you higher prices for their services, for their goods and services. That on the flip side, they don't necessarily pay you higher wages that keep up with inflation. So many of you know right now, inflation is hovering somewhere around 8%, right? Let me ask you, when have you ever gotten an 8% raise? Probably has never happened unless you've changed jobs, right? So it isn't until you actually change job, go to a different employer, that you might be able to get a substantial raise. Other than that, raises are what? 1% if you get one at all, 1%, 2%, 3%. Those things barely, if at all, keep up with inflation. So not only are companies sticking it to us from high prices and higher prices for their goods and services, they also tend to pay wages that keep you just over broke. That's how I define a job: just over broke, just enough for you to be able to to earn a living, but not have a life. All right. And then the other way is through the stock market. Companies are always looking for ways to increase their stock market prices, right? For them and their shareholders. It isn't about, the little guys. It's about making sure their pockets align, right? So they do things in the stock market that affects the stock prices that keep you from being able to build value or to increase your wealth in the stock market because they're actually figuring out how to take that money that you are investing. They're trying to figure out how to take that money and move it into their pockets. So number one, companies and corporations charge higher prices than necessary. They pay wages that don't keep up with inflation, and they manipulate the stock market. So that's the first day. All right. Second day are banks. Banks. See, banks often they have so much more control over our finances than we realize. We have to go to banks. We start out early with student loans, right? Going to banks, okay, borrowing money. We for car loans, right? So we pay interest to banks and other finance companies for car loans. We credit cards, personal loans. We also pay interest on mortgages. Mortgages is the biggest one. So look, check it out. If you happen to buy a home that costs $375,000, first of all, we know that the prices of houses has increased astronomically over the last 20 years. Okay. A lot of that again is because companies and corporations are buying up residential real estate, which keeps the supply of real estate low, which jacks up the price, right? So again, another way that they are increasing the prices of houses. Now, banks come into the picture. If you buy a home for an interest rate of 2.9%, 2.8, 2.9%, and you buy a $375,000 home, guess what? You are going to pay roughly about $142,000 more in interest for that $375,000 home. If you look at all of the interest that you pay over your lifetime, you are likely to pay $160,000 or more in interest for housing, for cars, for credit cards and student loans, things that charge you interest and require you to pay interest on the debt. And so little by little, we're being nickeled and dimed to death, right? And they're hoping that you don't notice it, that you don't pay attention to it, that you just keep buying and buying and buying, right? So banks, finance companies are the second that keep you from financial freedom and security. Who's the other they? The government. If you happen to have a job, right? If you are getting a check every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, right? The government, they are sticking their hands in your check, in your pocket before you even get your money. So people it's called earned income. Okay. So if you happen to have a job, people who have jobs, they are taxed the highest interest rate out of all the people. If you are self-employed, guess what? You are in a position where you're able to write off some of your expenses first, right? And after you write off those expenses, you're able to pay taxes on the profit. Whereas if you work for a company or a corporation, anybody who pays you as an employee, guess what? They're going to tax you the highest rate because you don't have anything to write off, right? So they're going to tax you before you even get your money. It's called withholding, tax withholding, federal withholding, state withholding. They're withholding money out of your paycheck. So that is the third they that affects you. And let me finally say, who else? It's they is the celebrity social media gurus who keep telling you over and over again, oh, if you buy my services, if you buy my products, if you buy my train, if you get this tip, you learn this tip, this hack, this strategy from me, right? They promise things that you're going to be able to suddenly be able to double, triple your income. You're going to become a six-figure person. You're going to be a millionaire in 90 days. You're going to be able to play the stock market, right? Let me tell you, paying for these celebrity social media gurus and other people, if they are not showing you a complete blueprint, step by step plan that's going to help you have the transformation that you truly want in whatever area that you're looking at, guess what? If they're not doing that, if you're paying to get in the room with the right people, all you're doing is paying to get in a room. All you're doing is paying to be entertained. You want to make sure that once you get through paying your money, that you actually have the information, that you have the resources, that you have the tools, that you are empowered to be able to make the change that you want to see happen in your life. And if that does not happen, if that is not the case, if it's just about you being in a room with other people, other so-called millionaires and celebrity social media influencers and gurus, well, all you're doing is just being entertained. That's it. You just been invited to the party. That's essentially what it is. It's about being able to make sure that you get what you need so you can be transformed to get the results that you truly want in life. And so that's the reason why when I talk about financial coaching, when I'm talking to you about just what we're talking about today, the things that are actually keeping you from having the financial success that you truly want, that's the reason why I am so clear and I'm always talking about the importance of having a financial blueprint, not just tips and tricks and different things that people are going to tell you that promise the sky to you, right? They tell you how you can have all these big, huge results, right? With no effort and a little bit of time. Let me tell you, the truth is, at the end of the day, you can't eat cotton candy all day and expect to get full. Doesn't happen like that. In fact, you're more likely to get cavities and root canals in your teeth. That's how that works. So everything that sounds sweet ain't sweet to you. Okay? So we want to make sure that you have the tools, the resources that you need to be able to change the relationship that you have with money, but you can have a better understanding of how best to utilize money so that it enriches you. It helps you to build financial security, financial freedom, help you build wealth for yourself, for your family, and for future generations. So if you have someone who is sharing with you, oh, if you just do this little thing here, if you just do this little piece here, you're going to be able to, no, 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 it's not going to happen for you. You have to make sure that you have a complete blueprint. And I hesitate to show this. I hesitate to show this to you. This is a complete blueprint, ladies and gentlemen. And this blueprint covers the seven key financial areas of your life that you need to have if you hope to be able to have financial success and financial freedom. So, if that's something that you would like to see, if that's something that you would like to have, if that's something that you want in your life, If you understand and know that money is important because you spend more than 75% of your waking life trying to generate more money, trying to make money, trying to make money, trying to go to your job, you're going to spend 40 hours a week, 40 plus, for 40 years of your life. Doesn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense for you to be able to get the tools, the resources that you need, the understanding, the coaching, the backing, the mentorship that you need in order that you might be able to have money work for you instead of you working so hard for it for so long? So, financial coaching. Let me share with you the areas that you need to make sure that you have a plan for. Number one, you have to make sure you understand where you are in your finances. Number two, you need to be able to set powerful, meaningful goals in order for you to be able to know exactly where you want to be, what type of vision you have for yourself and for your finances. How do you want to be able to play this game long term? How do you want your family and your life and the people that come generations down the road? How do you want them? How do you want to set them up for success? That's what visioning is all about. Next, you want to be able to make sure that you have the type of mindset, a growth mindset that allows you to make sure that you're staying intellectually curious, that you know that you're always looking for the right tools, the right tips, the right information, the right strategies, the right systems that's going to help you stay on this path of prosperity. This is what financial coaching does for you. And then next, you want to make sure that you are earning, you have a strategy for earning money from multiple streams of passive income. Number four, you want to make sure that you are able to save and manage your money well so that you can easily track your resources so you know exactly where your money is going. So your main priorities are always met with your money first, right? People who are wealthy, the difference between people who are wealthy and those who are not. Wealthy people are always looking, they look at each dollar, right? They look at this and they say, first of all, not what can I spend this on? They look at it and say, how can I multiply this? How can I turn this 20 into another 10? How can I turn this into another 20, into another 50, into another 100? They see this as a tool, right? And they're always looking for how can I make this thing work for me? They don't seek to spend it first. They seek to save and invest it. And then what they do is once they invest it, which is the fifth thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you understand how to invest so your money is working for you. So inflation won't be eating away at your dollars over and over and over again. In fact, every dollar that you have today is going to be worth 8% less next year if inflation keeps going the same way. So today, that $1 that you have, next year is going to be worth 92 cents. So you need to make sure that your money is not only just being saved because the banks are not going to pay you anything, right? You need to make sure that you are investing your money so that it grows. And speaking of investing your money, Warren Buffett said, Warren Buffett said, the first rule of investing is never lose money. That's the first rule of investing from the third richest person on the planet. Now, he understands, I would say he understands a little bit more than the average person does about money. Wouldn't you agree? Right? So if he says the first rule of investing is to never lose money, then every time you put money into a 401k, an IRA, a Roth IRA, if you put it in a SEP IRA, if you put in a brokerage account in the stock market or crypto, what? What do all of those things have in common? All of those things in common have the ability to what? Lose money in the market. And you want to make sure that you never lose money. That's what Warren Buffett said. So let me share with you this. If this is making sense, if you're not having the level of success that you truly want in your finances, if you want to be able to have more financial security, more financial freedom, if you want to be able to leave a larger legacy for your family, if you want to be able to have tax free income in retirement that never runs out, if you want to make sure that you are not just dependent on Social Security, and we know Social Security may not be around by the time you retire, if you want to make sure that you are putting yourself in the best financial position that you possibly can, I want you to click the link below. I want you to DM me. I want you to send me a tweet, a message. I want you to put an emoji somewhere. I want you to be able to say, Alex, I want financial coaching. I damn what other people are going to think about me. I'm not concerned about whether or not I'm wearing the flyest. I'm driving the best. I want to be financially secure. I no longer want to be a slave. I want to make sure that I'm able to create freedom for myself and for my family. I want to be able to enjoy life and do the things that I truly want to do in life. If you want that, if you don't have that right now, I want you to, again, inbox me, email me, DM me, put a comment below, say, hey, I want to learn more about financial coaching today. And I'll share that with you. And this blueprint, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this thing with is it gives you everything from the very beginning, from the rooter to the tutor. This right here is going to show you how to finally be able to liberate yourself so you can have financial security and financial freedom. So, hey, go ahead. Like I said, email me, DM me, click the link below, let me know, and let me share with you how to help you have the financial freedom that you truly want in your life. All right. Take care. God bless. I hope to see you soon.